it's running water. You know, they're
It's a
not.
buyback
They
program.
need to revise something to secure these arms more. You know, where
No,
it's not
they should
free
be
and
held
ready
liable.
available for anybody to
I
purchase and
refuse to
get.
believe they can't be held liable. They should be held liable just like everyone
Okay.
else. I tell you, if NYPD was held liable for all the stuff they do for their own personal liabilities, I I really believe that they wouldn't do half the stuff they do. But because they know that we pay for it, we pay out of our tax money that we pay. We pay for all their nonsense and their foolishness and how they come into our communities and mistreat, stopping the traffic stops and all that. And our babies are dying in their hands, or they just beating them up, or doing whatever they want to do.
Hmm.
If they were held liable, I use CCRB.
Hmm.
I use them. But
Hmm.
I tell you, if they were held liable, it's just like the gun manufacturers. They do what they keep doing what they're doing because no one's holding them accountable. So there's more work to be done. There's more work to be done.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like we hold accountable everybody else. We're holding
Hmm.
correctional officers accountable. We hold teachers accountable. We hold everybody
Hmm.
accountable. But they're
Yeah.
untouchable. They
Yeah.
buy
Well,
back guns. The NYPD buys back guns, all these buyback
hmm
programs. And why we still have a lot of guns? Because you're putting them back in our communities.
yeah.
Where are the
Hmm.
guns? Where's the guns that
Yeah.
you buy back? Where are they?
Hmm.
Absolutely.
You're putting them
Some
back.
look. So, one time I thought, because look, humans are corrupt, so you don't know
Mm-hmm.
who's who until you find out who's who
Mm.
somewhere down the
Mm-hmm.
line. But
Mm-hmm.
maybe they need to consider to revise something with these arms that the police, like the buyback and whatever, they confiscate, because obviously corruption is in law enforcement, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody in there who knows, and maybe in every state and city and every precinct, is saying and taking that stuff out and selling it, making some money off of it. But look, you won't get me to say that people aren't responsible, because I say all of us are responsible. All of us. Um, it starts with yourself first, and I'm a true believer in how I love myself. We know that how I carry myself, how I treat myself is the example of what someone else should be doing for me.
Mm.
So we have to realize, and I say this like to my children, is I've raised my children, is very important, because if you're not doing that for yourself and people don't see that, I'm telling you, somewhere you're going to have the people come that's going to treat you less than,
That's right.
because that's how you're treating yourself,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
you know. So yeah, so the finger's always pointed at us first, and then, and outwardly we're all responsible for this, and all have a part to do with it, and we all can do something to make it better. But it's a lot of work. I say, God, why did you do this? It's the life
Mm.
we live.
Mm.
It's the life we live. But no one knows the feeling and the tragedy until of losing a child. And I can't even phantom. And tell us about the slides that we just saw, because some of that, I understand you had mentioned, you just went to Houston, you said. And tell us what
Kentucky.
you late Kentucky, what you
Mhm.
ladies did there. Then there's a tall guy in the picture with you, Janifer. Tell us about that. What
Oh,
And
the
then,
you
and
tall
then I
guy.
got a
she
question,
thinking about
Pastor,
it?
Yes,
too.
the tall
Yeah.
guy.
Why
Okay,
will you
let's
look
talk
like a
about the.
little midget? Yeah, he's so tall.
I am a midget to him, right? Let's talk about
Yeah.
the tall guy because that happened before we went to Kentucky. Well, I was
Okay.
putting out, because of course you need funds to do certain things, right? So I was just
Mhm.
announcing what next day after was all about to a lot of people. I even thought I had Tyler Perry at one time. But AI can do a lot, right? And my
Yeah.
niece is like, "That's not Tyler Perry." I said, "Are you
Mhm.
sure?" So Jason's VP reached out to me, his vice president, which his name is Jerry. Jerry called me up, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
in the house, like, okay, when the phone rang and he said, Jennifer, and I'm like, yeah, this is Jerry. I am Jason Williams' VP. I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? So I had seen Jason on Here and Now, Sandra Bookman, and I watched him tell his
Mhm.
story. And just like BU just now, Jason Williams was crying the whole time he was telling his story. And everybody knows
Mm.
what happened with the gun went off in his house, so forth and so on. And I'm
No,
like,
we
oh my,
don't. We don't. We don't.
you don't, you know, I'm sure you do, don't you, BU?
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
know. Yeah,
the
I
g-
Well.
I
the
let it
gun,
out too. I let it
right?
all out. It don't
Yes,
matter. I don't care.
Mhm.
the
Well,
gun.
tell us the story for
Okay,
someone who doesn't know. I didn't know the story until I knew meeting you and stuff. But tell us the
okay.
story if
Jason
you don't mind.
Williams is a famous NBA player. He played with the New Jersey Nets. I think that's where he started out.
He's a point guard. Yeah,
Exactly.
Okay.
And he went through a whole lot of trauma too in his life. He drank, and I think he had some DUIs, and all of a sudden he's at home doing something in his house, having a party or something. I think he told us, right, Peggy? He was having a celebration or something in his home, and he was just so excited about, the people being in his house. So he went to his gun case and pulled out the gun. What happened? How it went off and killed the limo driver, like actually in his house, and he had to do 27 months behind that. And the whole
Wow.
time he was in jail, he had people saying, when you come out, Jason, we want to get a job, you the man here. And he came out and did Rebound on the Road. Rebound on the Road is an organization that help incarcerated men. They come home, and he give them a 8-week class free, learning them how to do
Mm.
their CDL license, and then after that, having a graduation and giving them a job making $75,000 a year.
mm,
But you have
Mm.
to be on point when you go to this class.
Mhm.
He don't want you to come there
Mhm.
late. He don't want you to be sleepy. He don't want you to be chewing gum. He don't want you to be, all of these things. You got to be wanting this job. And even if you
Mhm.
come in a little sluggish, here's a cup. Go take a pee test. And
Okay.
if he finds something in your system, he give you a chance to do Rebound. Rebound is a rehabilitation center where he'll help you get through what you're going through. And when I
Mm.
met Jason, Jason talked to us for almost 2 hours. And I wanted to get off my story, but his story was so intense about how he's carrying himself now. And it was just so amazing. He took us outside, and one of the women we went with, another survivor, she knew how to drive an 18-wheeler. She's been driving a
Mm.
truck for 25 years, and he let her drive the truck.
I think the
Nice.
best
So
part,
that's the picture. Okay.
Yes.
I think the best part, I think when he said was he was born into love. He was born into a great family. He had great parents. Um, but he said that his father said, "You got too many friends. You only need three friends.
Mm-hmm.
Two being me and your mother, and you need one." He says, "You got too many people around you." But he said, what really stuck out to me is most of the stuff we do, our own nonsense, is why we carry a gun. And he says, we have to protect ourselves from
Mhm.
ourselves. And so I
Mhm.
remember him saying, so he says his self-esteem, he says that's why we carry guns. And he says he was showing off. And
Mm-hmm.
it went into his house with his friends. He was showing off, took the guns out, and all of a sudden it's like everybody had a gun in their hands when he turned around, and it was just like one went off. And he said he caused a lot of pain, and I really heard his heart. And even in the documentary, when she said, "Are you happy with where you're at?" And he said, and he just started crying, and he says, "I'm working on it," and it's just like, we're so quick to say, like I know, like us as women, like I get a new pair of shoes, like, Jan, oh my gosh, you got to see these shoes, right? We're quick and we're able to process that because we're quick to tell the good news. But when we're going through and we're dealing with those struggles and those fears and those things that intimidate us in life, we got to be just as quick. That's why when you
Mm.
said you were tearing, I love that because yeah, you should be talking about that. You know, that doesn't make you less. It actually makes you a nice, strong man. Because if you're not keeping your feelings, how can you have your kids learn how to feel? They're only
Mm.
gonna
You
do what you do. And if you're
you
like,
talking to me?
no, yes, to be you, yes,
All
you know,
right. So I got a question. Like, so,
yes,
like, cause like I'm open hearted. Like, and like I show my heart. I don't care what nobody thinks about me
that's
because I
right.
take care. I take care of me.
That's right.
And like I'll cry. We're live, literally right now. I'll cry like no matter what. And then it's like and then like I've been through mental health situations and everything, and I'm still growing like as a person, you know. But I one thing about me, I'm gonna show my feelings. Like I don't care.
Mm.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna show who I am. I'm be
That's
you.
right.
That's
That's
who I
right.
am.
That's right.
I love it. And that's what
Don't
men
change.
need.
That's
Can I
right.
just end with telling
Yeah.
you that the person who killed my child, I am advocating for him. Not
Oh,
because what he did was right,
wow.
but because I believe that when you treat people like humans, they respond like humans. And I don't know his story, but I
Mhm.
do know that this is a system and it's a generational. This isn't a today problem. This isn't a yesterday problem. This is a generational problem. And so
Yeah.
I told my DA, I said to him, and I said, man, Pa, I know you'll be mad at mommy. I know you'd
Mm.
be so mad. My kids don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear it. But me before the Lord, I am speaking, and I want to change some things of how they sentence people, because you're gonna sentence him. He's gonna go to jail. Yeah, yeah, we know that. If he comes out, he may never come out, whatever. But if he
Mhm.
does, what is he coming out to? And
Mm.
did you help him process? Because then what he's gonna do? He's gonna kill somebody else. So it's not gonna,
Mm.
it doesn't stop. He didn't even have to process the
Mm.
first one. So I do believe in forgiveness, and it's between him and God. I do believe in accountability. He has to be held accountable for what he did, but he also
Mhm.
has to be given the resources to be the
Yeah.
man that he's supposed to be and to come out and be able to function in society.
Mhm.
Mm.
And look, I'm not negate of mental health issues myself. I've had them for years, didn't really realize it, or then was diagnosed as a teen, well, depression, and went a lot of years of my life living untreated, and it exasperated as life went on, you
Mm.
know, after, different seasons and be then the mother and all these things. So, so for many years now, though, I live and manage it, but it's a doozy. I know this. A lot of times when you have that mental health issue that lives in you, you don't want it. And you just want to be what you're supposed to be, if you will, or what the expectation of you to be is, whatever that looks like, or that normal. So it's kind of, you're tucking away. You're always, pushing it down and showing up. But the show up is kind of a performance, because this thing inside of you, you're never dealing with it.
Mm.
I got to the point for me that I used to say, if I can put my hand in my belly and my gut is just pull it out, that's what I want to
Mm.
do. Because I
Mm.
felt it
Mm,
like that,
Mm.
for me. So it takes work, it takes acceptance for one who has it, to accept yourself with that, because it gives you a lot of imbalances for many of us in our lives. It's a roller coaster ride. So you kind of
Mhm.
have to accept your roller coaster ride that you really don't want to be on. But
Mm.
oh, here it is. I'm on it now, or this day or that day. But
Right.
understand it. You have to, and it takes work. I used to sleep through the roller coaster ride. That was my answer.
mm,
Mm. Mm.
I was rip ran weak,
Mm.
or I sleep, and
Oh God.
but anyhow, yeah, but and then it takes for the other people to treat you in a way, to understand you in a way, to treat you gently.
Mm.
Not oh just no, no, because now you're compiling onto my mental health. You're just creating more.
Mm-hmm.
And some of us, you're pushing us to some, and some people have, you're pushing us to perform and not deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't sound like you're really kind of accepting or noticing this thing maybe that I spoke about that I'm feeling, or these not so look like weird or bad habits that I'm doing, your categories, but it's something else. And so, okay, I'm gonna just tuck that in and just act like it's not here. And it's almost a moment to where the bomb goes off for anyone with that. And you don't know what the bomb will look like
Mm.
when
Right.
it goes off in any individual. And then it's
Yeah.
like, oops, and then you have some people, the bomb goes off, and it's like it's an enjoyment.
Mm.
It's a
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
release of that energy that's in you. It might have hurt somebody else, but you're not concerned because you feel a little better.
Mm.
Right.
It's mental health is something else.
Yeah.
Mm. It
It's
sure
something
is.
else. Yeah.
I got a
So
question.
go ahead, be you. Take it away.
I got a question. With all like with everything going on, what brings y'all happiness?
There
Mm.
you go.
Waking up every morning.
Uh, I will tell you that the Lord gives me joy,
Mm.
but I'm still trying to learn how to live without my son. Um, I don't know how to live without him because I always had him, and I'm learning how to live without him. Like I have to learn how to do that. That's undoing that, and like like everything I do is I look for him. And so I don't I don't want to say I'm not happy because I do have the joy of the Lord. I know I have his peace. I wake up with anxiety every day. My son struggled with anxiety. So now that I'm living it, I'm like, man, you lived with this every day, pa. You know? Um,
Mm,
but I fought so hard for him and I was his biggest advocate and um I homeschooled him. I did everything. I put him in football. He was good at it. But I'm learning how to live without him, and that's the hardest thing because, his daddy, I lost his daddy and then him. And I remember when he died, I was like, man, babe, I lost him. I lost him too, and so it is hard. Um, Happiness is being among the survivors. Like when I'm with the survivors, we actually
Exactly.
have a good time. I think it's safe. I feel safe. I
Hmm.
feel the joy of the Lord. I feel his peace.
Yes.
Um, I don't know if I want to say happy. I don't know how to say that because I'm good. I'm not like, I'm not. I'm good, but that's God's peace and His joy. Um,
Comfortable.
yeah,
Right.
but if I want to go on vacation, I feel guilty sometimes having fun without him. Um, when Thanksgiving it was his favorite time of the year, he loved to eat. I cooked for him. I'm a vegan, but I made him whatever he wanted, and like it's hard. Like how do you do that? And people oh, how long it's been for you? It feels like yesterday. Every day feels like
It
yesterday.
sure does.
So I don't know if to say happy. I have God's peace and joy, but will I ever be? I mean, I would say as a joke, I don't know if I was normal before, but I know I'll never be normal again.
Funny, funny.
you know, um,
Oh,
I'm just
excuse me.
trusting Him every
Mm-hmm.
day, walking with the limp, dragging that leg, like here we go again. But
Mm-hmm.
I have
Mm-hmm.
peace when I meet another survivor. I believe my calling is to just be with people in need. Like I used to think it was just working with youth, but I know now, like it's just people in need. I just love it. I mean, Jan knows I talk to people everywhere I go. I talk to the dogs, the cats. I feed the birds. I love nature. Um, yeah, I just love. It's just God gave me a heart of love. But you
mhm,
can have a heart full of love and still live in pain. That
Mm.
doesn't take away your faith. That doesn't mean you're not walking in faith. It just means it
mhm,
hurts. Your
Yeah.
scars gonna be there forever. It might have healed, it might have closed, but in there, every time you move that finger, it's like, ouch, wait, that was the time
Mm-hmm.
I cut myself right there. So it will always be there. And your child is a piece of your body. You'll always feel that. You'll always feel that.
I have to say this in what you said. What you just described is the peace that God gives that passes all understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Philippians 4:7. And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. That is
Mm-hmm.
exactly what that is.
Yep.
Um, whether some disagree or not, that's the only way, that peace that will help you to continue to live on with
Yep.
your joy day to day, the joy that
Amen.
he gives. Yeah, but it's got to be so, so, so difficult. Oof.
And it is. Oh God, what just made me happy just now when I looked at my text? You know the young man Sanjay Samuels that just was murdered over by Springfield?
Hmm.
What was it? A month ago, Peggy?
A
Was it a
month
month ago?
ago.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Right. His
He's a
family
baby.
just answered me
Go
and
ahead.
said that they're going to be at the next peer support group that I'm having. Now that made me
Nice.
just really happy,
Yes.
Nice.
because
Nice.
I know
Nice.
God is using me. And when
Hmm.
somebody else, like this just happened to this lady, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
get the chance to share, we get the chance to share with her the pain that we go through and helping her get through it. That
Hmm.
makes me happy when I know somebody is dependent on me to be happy, right?
Hmm.
It's
Yes.
not,
Yes.
I always say it's not easy,
Yeah.
but then you put yourself in someone else's shoes. And they
Yeah.
may not know how to get to be happy. And we're
Hmm.
going to be there with them,
Yeah.
helping them get through it. To maybe not be happy for the rest of your life, but to at least bring some kind of
Hmm.
joy. My pastor always said the word
Hmm.
joy is Jesus, others, and then yourself.
Self. Okay.
So
Be
That's a
you.
that's
nice acronym.
I
right.
always,
Be you.
Be you.
I always,
I like that. Look at
We out here.
yeah,
We out here.
yeah.
be you.
I,
That's right. Oh
I always
man. Right.
I always
That's
look
so.
at happiness. Happiness can go away, but joy doesn't. The joy
Mm,
of the Lord does not.
No. No, it
mm,
So I
doesn't.
love the joy, and I think that's what we have is this
Yes.
peace and joy. We can
Hmm.
say, okay, we're happy, but it's not really happy. It's joy. It's peace. It's
Hmm.
because
mm-hmm,
if it wasn't for Him, I know how to self destruct.
mm,
I know how to
Yeah.
run. I know that. I did that as a young girl. I'm good at that. I was good at that.
Mm.
But because of
Mm.
Him, I
Ooh.
don't have
Wow.
to. I know who I am because
mm,
his word says who I am. So I don't have to settle for nobody telling me who I am. The
right.
pain is very, very real. But because of who he is, and I tell everybody this, I thank God that today my house is built on the not on sand, but on the
Mm,
solid rock of Jesus Christ. Because had it not been for him, I
mm.
would not be here today to
Ooh,
even tell
hallelujah.
people about who got me through,
Mm,
about him who did it for me. He
mm,
did it for me. He did it for me. I didn't do it for him. And I tell him, I don't got this, Lord. You got this. I don't got this. Peggy don't got this. So you
mm,
have to literally carry me. You literally have to do it for me because I don't know how to do this. And I tell him all the time, I don't know how to live without Justin. And people are like, oh, well, you have other kids. Well, which one of your kids you would pick to not want there
mm,
no more? Which one? Oh,
mm,
when they say, oh, God needed an angel. It's easy for you to say he didn't take your angel.
mm,
That's why I
So we have
cried.
to be sensitive to people and what we say. Just a simple
Hmm.
silence or sorry, you know, and we don't have to have an answer for anybody. Just be
mm,
sensitive because he didn't take your angel. You know
mm,
what I mean? So, yeah, it's just I just thank God for who He is because I live alone now. I have my two dogs, my two rescues, my two new rescues because my dog was killed. My one that when I had with Justin, and I got attacked, and I have two new rescues, and I have my cat still, and I go home and they're so excited to see me and they're so happy. But I walk with a bat when I walk my dogs now. Why? Because I don't want nobody to attack them. So that's that
Mm-hmm.
trauma again. See, that trauma's
Mm-hmm.
real. Trauma's real.
Mm-hmm.
But I thank God for who He is.
What an awesome testimony. And I hope it pricks the minds and hearts of
Thank you.
some of our listeners, if not all of them.
Amen.
Because I would definitely like people to get beyond themselves. Like as I'm listening to you, Peggy, with that testimony, I'm thinking, I know some people say, well, I'm okay if I'm like this and that. I'm okay if I'm like, so I get frustrated. I'm okay with that.
Mhm.
I would like for people to get beyond themselves. Just get out the way a little bit and see what
Mhm.
other things you could be okay with because it's
Mm.
magnificent there.
Be you.
Amen.
You was getting
And
ready to say something.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Mhm.
Lady Alma.
And yeah, and then I just want to say with you, I heard that you're transferring your love, your motherly love to other people. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
God
so
is
much
so
for having
good.
us today. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
This has been a
Amen.
You're
blessing. And
welcome. It's our
I feel
pleasure.
like we
You,
gained
you,
more
you
family.
Right.
We
yeah,
gained another two
Yay.
Hey,
people
absolutely.
in our family.
Absolutely.
hey, y'all told me earlier. Y'all told me y'all wanted to hug me. Let's do a group hug.
Yeah.
A group
Oh,
Hug,
hug.
There you
hug,
go.
hug,
yay.
hug.
Whatever. Oh.
Yes, you feel it, you feel it, you feel
Just
that?
cause.
Amen.
Hey,
That
So
is
I'm
so
look,
in.
Yeah.
good.
Hey, listen.
Peggy asked you if
Hey,
you had something to say. She took the mic from me. Go ahead, be you.
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
yeah.
Jennifer
Hey,
asked.
Peggy.
That's
Jennifer, I'm
okay.
sorry.
That's all good.
I'm emotional. So yeah. Hey. So y'all know me now. So y'all invited back to the cookout. And everything.
Yes, yes, yes.
Y'all invited to the cookout. We hanging out.
That's
Like
right.
like
I
That's
know
right.
I'm
that's right.
emotional and I don't hide it. So like and
Good.
like
Very
with
good.
men hide it. I don't hide it.
Yeah,
Like I don't
that's right.
care what
There's no
another
need.
person thinks. Like yeah, I don't
And
Hmm.
you're
care. And then
free.
Right.
huh?
I love. You're free to feel, to be
That's right.
vulnerable. How
That's
can we
right.
help
Yeah,
somebody we're not vulnerable because we're trying to hold it like we got this all together? I don't have it together. No, I'm free to be
yeah,
vulnerable. I'm free to love, and that's it. That's it.
Mm.
And it
Hmm.
makes
honestly.
others feel safe that they can be vulnerable and free.
Right.
And then
Exactly.
you can be, and then you can be what? You can be you.
That's
Yes,
right. You can be you.
yes,
Oh my
There you
God.
yes. I
go.
love that. I have a
Be
button.
you.
I have a button that says "Be beautiful." Be
Be
beautiful.
you.
Right?
Wow.
Be
Be
you.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Be you.
All
Be you.
Yep.
right. Oh
I
man.
love it. I love
Mm-hmm.
that for all of
Yes.
us.
Mm-hmm.
I know
Yes.
that's right. That's a good one.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
All right.
What did you ladies tell us about the Kentucky
Oh, go ahead,
experience? What
Peggy.
happens there?
You can take that one, Peggy.
So Cities United is various. It's a bunch of organizations all over nationwide that come together to do the work on gun violence by changing policies and by doing the work in different cities. In Louisville, Kentucky, large number of gun. It's a high number of gun violence there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we have survivors all over nationwide, and we all come together for Cities United to get trained, to learn the work, to tour other organizations, to bring survivors to the table. We're an ecosystem. So the ecosystem plays different parts. Everybody plays a role. So now, as survivors, is our third year. Now we're at the table. So we are part of the ecosystem. So anything that gets
Okay.
done, we are a part of it. Because you can't have an organization on gun violence. I love how Arisa Napa Williams always says this. If you don't have a survivor in your organization, then you are not doing the work. Because
Mm.
unfortunately, our children died. Our children were taken from us. And that's how the work of gun violence started. So
Mm-hmm.
can't do it through the lens of a survivor, then you're not doing the work. Because we know what we need. We know, like when I hear a mother me and Jan to feel the same way, we be like, Jan, or she be like, Peggy, because we know the anxiety they're going to go through. We know when it gets quiet what they're going to go through. And somebody that hasn't lost a child doesn't understand. Not they're empathetic. That's good. They want to be there. They're helpful, but we don't want nobody to understand. We don't want you to go through it. But the
Right.
anxiety and the nights and the looking for him and thinking, I thought I
Mm,
heard his voice. You know,
mm.
like everything. Every day I wait for him. He's gonna call. Like I know he's not. He's not coming back. But that's real. And that can be done only through the lens of a survivor. And so if at every organization that works with gun violence, there's a survivor, then the work can get done because we know what we need and we're able to bring that to the table. You know, so
So
it's
then
nationwide
there
work.
are some non-survivors that people who haven't had that experience, so non-survivors, and working
Yes,
in the
that they haven't lost a
organization, there
child.
are,
They're
huh?
not survivors, but they've been impacted or indirectly impacted by violence. So everyone's
Okay.
had like all mostly all we've all been indirectly or directly impacted.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
When I fight for clothes right, because the same thing is like I haven't been directly impacted, but I've been indirectly impacted. My brothers have been in jail, like family members have been in jail. My son for fighting has been like, like they've been impacted. So when you say like, yes, they're doing the work on gun violence because a lot of them are credible messengers. They've been locked up. They've been in jail. They've served sentences of 20 years or more because they've committed a crime with young. So now they want to do the work and say, no, don't go there to the young people. Don't do this. I've been there. So they're credible messengers. Some of them have been in gangs and now they're no longer. So they're credible. So they can work with these young people because they get it. They understand. But when it comes to a survivor, that's where we come in because they
Mhm.
call themselves violence interrupters. Reese calls us trauma
Oh.
interrupters because
Oh,
we're
wow.
healers. We know we come, to bring to make them feel safe, to let them know they're not alone. So we bring something different to the table as survivors.
How can
Mhm.
people tell us? Can you tell us how people can get involved if someone listening, tonight or in the future want to get involved?
Well, they want to get involved, definitely reach out. I mean, Jan has her own organization. I am
Mhm.
so proud of Janifer because, it's a calling on her life for sure. And I
Mhm.
can't do what Jan does because I'm not called to do what Jan does. My work is different, but Jan has her organization for survivors. So to reach out to Janifer the next day after, um, reach out to not another child, or myself, Peggy, and not another child, .org. There's always ways to, and there's so many organizations. If you look up gun violence, survivors
Mhm.
or gun violence, Life Camp is another one that's in Queens. But there's just so many. But for us, me and Jan, like if you want to reach out to us, we're available. Our phone lines stay open. We're always willing to be there for a survivor, no matter what time.
Mhm.
So I mean, just to reach out to us.
Mhm. Would you like to leave a number or anything
Yes,
here
I can
Sure.
leave
for the
my
people to
number.
hear?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
My number, Peggy, is 917-459-2721. And my email is Peggy at notanotherchild.org.
There we go.
And Jennifer, you can
God,
share your
Mhm.
if you
yes,
want.
I
please,
am
Jennifer.
okay, I am the president of Next Day After, and my telephone number is 434-315-3504, and my email is the next day after 504 at gmail.com.
I wonder, Mister, is he still behind the scenes? BU?
Yeah,
Maybe he
yes,
can put
he's
that in the
behind the
chat.
scenes.
Oh wow, he's probably
Yeah.
Can he?
sleepy now, isn't
Yeah, can
he?
you?
Oh
Mister,
wow.
could you get
Nah,
that in the chat for us? Or no?
yeah, message on there. We'll put it on there.
Mm-hmm.
He's driving home. He's on the road right now,
Oh,
actually.
okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And BU,
Okay.
you
but
can always look up the work that I've done on mental health. I've
Mhm.
written several op-eds on mental health. So it'd be good if you wanted to just read it and see the work that I've done. Also look up Justin's class action by Erga versus NYPD. Um, I mean, there's just a lot out there of
Yeah.
the work that we're doing.
I feel a lot of chemistry with us. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yes.
feel like y'all gonna be back on again actually. So follow me on IG as well. Like
I
that's
will.
that's BU underscore. All you gotta do is BU.
Be
Okay,
you?
So
Okay.
that's great.
yeah,
I love that. I love
it's
that.
on.
Right.
You love it.
I
All
love
you gotta
it.
do is BU.
And
I
you
love
guys are
it.
always
Simple.
welcome to come
Yeah.
out to the peer support groups, or
Yes,
we have
you
peer
should.
support groups in Harlem
Yeah.
and Brooklyn, now in Queens. So just
Yes.
like
Okay.
Okay.
Lady Alva came out and we welcomed her,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
you enjoyed what happened, at that time. So
Yes.
every time we do a
Yes.
peer support group, we get more survivors to come out. So
Yes.
you're more than welcome.
Yes.
I'll send you the flyer.
Yes. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, please do. You can send it to the art. What is the art for change?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. I want to say the
We'll be we'll
email.
we'll talk behind the scenes. We'll talk behind the scenes
Okay.
Okay,
first.
yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
get that.
So
Yeah.
y'all
All
If you
y'all
right.
can
stay
send,
on. Like
yeah.
when we end it, y'all stay on. But
Oh,
do we
okay.
have any closing? Do we have any closing
Yeah.
thoughts? My closing thought
Hmm.
is this:
You
you
are
are enough.
enough.
You are
Yes.
I
enough. I
love
like
it.
that. Mm.
That's my
My
closing
I
closing
thought.
love
thought
it.
would be, you are never alone. When you're impacted by trauma,
Hmm.
violence,
Yes.
you're never alone.
Yes. That's my same closing thought. I was gonna say this. I was gonna say it. Like, yeah, you are not
This
alone.
is the Art for
Yes.
Change email, people. Thank you,
Okay.
Mister.
All right.
Okay, you're not alone. And um, I have to ask this question. This is a staple for Art for Change. What does Art for Change mean for you or to you?
Well,
Art
I
for change.
believe that activity works towards healing. It helps healing. It's part of the healing. Okay. You can't
Mhm.
just sit in a circle and talk about things. Through activity, you heal. I strongly believe that. And through art, there's so many things. Something so simple that you draw tells a lot about you, and it brings healing.
Exactly.
Nice,
We
nice.
had we had a session one time where we put grief in the middle of a circle, and we had to describe the grief that we were going through. And just the word
Mm,
art is the way I handled my circle, from the day that it happened until where I am now. So art for change for me is, it's different ways you can change. And
Yeah.
it could be colorful, it could be circles, it could be this, that, and the other, but art for change, that's a really good title. A
I
really
love
good
it. It could be a
title.
scribble.
Yeah, a really good
It could
You
be a
hear
title.
that,
Yes.
scribble.
Mister? Shouts out to
Thank you,
Yeah,
Mister.
I was
Mister.
thinking the same
Shouts
thing.
out to
But you shout
Mister.
out to Mister. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
our host. He always asks that of all the guests that come on near
I
the
love it.
close, which we're doing now. So I had said I
Amen.
got to remember to get that in. And we
Yes.
love to hear the responses, and I loved you ladies' responses. And
Yes.
it's like you
He,
nailed it. And there's never no wrong response, too.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
He's the
yeah,
host. I'm the co-host. But I'm the
mhm.
problem child. So yeah, I mean y'all see it. So he's the host.
Yeah, we can see the
He
Oh, look
co-host.
at
handles
him
He
kicking
says
it.
everything.
Yeah.
thank
He
you.
handles everything.
He
I'm
says
BU.
thank you for
So
the compliment too.
Hey,
He
Yes.
was a
oh,
man.
love
And
it.
thank
he
you for
handles
Yeah.
inviting
everything.
us
So
on the
yeah.
show. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
Shouts
you for
out
and
to
you
having us.
shouts
Thank
out to
you.
Mister
yeah.
actually. You know, he's on
Yes.
the road.
So
Shouts out to Mister.
Yes. Yes.
yes,
Well, we say thank you. Thank you to all of you, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know.
And
Mm-hmm.
my
Yes.
closing thought is thank you to you guys, and what a pleasure for you to have a seat here on this show to show your pain, your tragedy, and your courage and your resilience, and how you've brought a change into that for your lives and for others. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank
Amen.
you.
And
Mhm.
like and subscribe. Y'all seen it on the screen. Like and
I just
subscribe.
saw it. Yeah,
Yes.
I
Yes.
just saw it. Yeah.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
we'll close you
I
out.
will.
Just sit tight, ladies, and we'll close you out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Have a
you.
good
Thank you for
night. Thank
joining.
Good
you.
night.
Peace and love.
Bye
Close us
bye.
Peace
out,
and love.
Mister. Close us out, Mister.
Oh, they close themselves out.